guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Alright, so I've used a bunch of these new banner units a little bit now, use them in some red zone stages, got a good feel for them. Right now I kind of, this year in 2022, I've sort of gotten into a rhythm of like, a new Dokkan Fest TUR comes out, and I'll kind of like make like a monthly tier list. In previous years, I had just done these like at the start of the year, but I've been enjoying sort of updating it each month because I feel like in my head it keeps me constantly sort of like ranking this stuff and keeping like kind of like a mental note of it as characters are released and stuff like that. It also could be a good like I don't know, 2 years from now we could take like, all right, let's see what the meta looked like, at this point like 2 years ago, right? So it's a good idea. Now banner units, I haven't really jumped on this one as often. I feel like a lot of times these characters can be very hit or miss, right? Look at a character like EGL Goku Black, for example. Solid, decent character, but it's not like, oh my god, I gotta drop a tier list so I could suck his cock and throw him at number 1, right? It's like, vaguely he makes it or doesn't make it, right? It's not a big deal. But I mean, we're just not even gonna play games here. Android 8 is number 1. We're just gonna do this right at the start, okay? Android 8 is God, alright? I'm just gonna get that out there right here at the start. There is no mincing words, no nothing. Alright, like, he is so good. And then, of course, I think that, like, Fascia and Chilai come out on their double rates banner. They're pretty good. And they actually happen to be coming out on Global in a couple of days. So I felt like this is timely. Like, I would do an updated banner unit list. I'm sorry, Android 8, like, we're just not even going to start. Like, Android 8 is up there, right? Like, that boy is pretty good. All right, let's jump in at number 10. We got Trunks and Giru here. This is... Oh, you know who... Where did... Okay, second form Cell. I must have lost second form Cell at some point here. Second form Cell should be on here, because I was just about to say, the 10 spot is a little iffy to me. I feel like second form Cell, Trunks and Giru, maybe AGL Goku Black, right? Like, there's probably Heart Virus Goku. He's not great for Red Zone, Heart Virus Goku, but like he will be very solid in Battlefield and Super Battle Road and EZAs for a long time to come. So it's like Heart Virus Goku is, I think, the number one example of a character who's not really Red Zone relevant, but I still consider him good. I always say that. I think Heart Virus Goku is very solid, right? But it just Red Zone is basically what really matters currently. And he is not really too good in there. But Super Battle Road, right? Extreme Super Battle Road stages can hit on a similar level to Red Zone, and Heart Virus Goku will dominate in those ones, which is good. But the 10 spot, I do think is up for grabs. Maybe Nappa. We could have Nappa fighting for that 10th spot. Actually, should I put Nappa there? Nappa instead of Trunks and Giru? I think I'm gonna leave Trunks and Giru at 10, just because I like Trunks and Giru's support right here better than Nappa's, which is Saiyan Saga. I mean, we do need a Vegeta Dokkan Fest. Honestly, I think that the choice of Kaioken Goku and Grade 8 Vegeta, as time has gone on, them as like just a top legendary summon banner, it's just horrible. I feel like it was a terrible idea by Dokkan. Grade 8 Vegeta and Kaioken Goku as just a top legendary summon banner, just bullshit. Dude, if only they had saved them a little bit longer. Them as like a Carnival LR and a Dokkan Fest LR. Oh, dude, that would have been so much better. Okay, so Trunks and Giru, they're solid, right? They could be a 70% support type unit. They buff some teams that do need the help. They are a double orb changer as well, but at the same time, they do really want these orbs to support. They can do a bunch. The problem for them, this is one of these characters, the mistake, the issue, the weakness is very simple. You literally give them 50% defense right here, and this unit is a lot better. Many times I see this character with like 330k defense start a turn, something like that. So it's like this character would be rocking like 450k plus defense, right? Then they double super attack, they could be around 600k defense with this support. They'd be crazy, right? Literally, you give them 50% defense right here, and this unit is twice as good, right? Like, it's just that simple. They're solid, but, I mean, they're limited enough, they're weird enough, their categories are weak enough that I can have them at 10. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in our boy Jacko right here. I feel like Jacko is a bit I guess I could call him underrated because I don't know that I've ever seen a single person even mention this Jacko besides me. I I've not seen a single person talk about this Jacko. I think Jacko is like a decent character. This Jacko. Because guess what? The 70% chance to dodge goes very, very hard. It's like, yeah, people point to Broly, true, but of the 20 Red Zone plus Cell Max fights, there's 2 that cancel dodge, and only one of them is relevant in terms of difficulty, right? The Broly fight. Cell Max, Omega, Full Power Frieza, Final Form Cooler, Metal Cooler, the Metal Cooler Core, all sort of like, Broly level-esque fights, and you can dodge in all of those. So one fight of dodging, which is not even the hardest fight in the game anymore, I don't think that's enough to, like, really, like, oh my god, dodging is so irrelevant. Like, I see people saying, don't all the toughest fights usually cancel dodge? Well, the answer is no. Because, like, of the top 15 hardest fights in the game, only one cancels dodge. Jacko can be very powerful in Super Battle Road as well, with the 70% chance to stun right there. The only issue I have with Jacko that they probably didn't need to do is that he drops to a high chance to dodge as the second or third attacker in the turn. He does also debuff the enemy, which is good right there. But I've found that Jacko, with this up right here, like if he gets those 4 dodges in, his defense is actually pretty solid, along with the chance to dodge, and he could be pretty good. Jacko is not the craziest ever, but I do think he's very effective in a lot of these very difficult fights, right? Like, it's like, I don't know how much experience people have in, like, the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone, but go jump in there. Go dive in there, bruh. Okay? Like, those enemies, they're killing you turn 1. They're not waiting around. Even the toughest Red Zone movie fights, like Broly, let's use Broly as an example. Broly builds up. The first phase is not crazy. The tech phase is also not crazy, although the tech super attack definitely can hurt, but it's not crazy. The Wicked Bloodline Red Zone, all those those fights, dude, you're in the shit right away. You don't have time to build these characters up, right? A character like AGL Cell gets turned into a cupcake out there, right? Like, AGL Cell is not that great until he goes into perfect form. So it's like having dodge and stuff like that early in these fights is really good for the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and bring out our girl Fascia. Now, I feel like Fascia will probably be one of the more controversial placements I have here. Fascia's really good, but I don't like what she's doing is not okay. So she guards for the first 4 turns. So her first 2 turns she'll be guarding. That is very good. Because number 1 to me, like, one of the easiest ways to just take auto L's in a lot of these Red Zone style fights is you have horrible opening rotations. Characters like this, or LR Goku Black and Rose, who guard for the first couple of turns, does give you, like, breathing time, so you can get your rotations checked, set up and stuff like that. The problem, though, for Fascia, this is a thing with her right now, and I was explicitly thinking about this when making this list. I would have no problem shooting Fascia up this list later on. But right now, it's like, dude, it's like, the only team she has is Pure Saiyans, right? And I mean, I don't know if you guys want to have this discussion, but are you running Fascia on Pure Saiyans? No. No, you are not, right? Now, if Bardock, from his last stand against Frieza gets a Dokkan Fest, and then, we get the whole Ginyu Force style format, yeah, this Fascia is probably going to explode up this list. But right now, it's like, I feel like this character looks better than she actually is. I feel like this character might be more than almost any other character where she looks better than she actually is, right? Because, like, you can get turns where this Fascia's got, like, 700k defense at the start of turn once these are fully built up right here. But it's like, it is funny. You definitely want to be above, like, 450k defense, something like that. Like 400 to 550, somewhere in there, typically can be, like, a sweet spot for taking, like, double digits from a lot of these Red Zone bosses. But, like, 700k, it's like you're still taking double digits from these normals, but you're also probably still dying to their super attacks at the same time, right? So it's like, again, she's a little deceiving for how good she actually is. She can do very good damage, but sorry, if you're looking for, oh my god, this character does the most damage ever, they're so good, you're in the wrong place. That's not me. Damage is cool. I like damage, sure. Damage on top of characters that could do other things, right? Kid Goku could do damage, while Rainbow Orb changing and supporting and giving the rotation damage reduction and giving the rotation crit, that's a good unit that does good damage I care about. But a lot of times, damage doesn't mean bullshit, right? Like, when you're doing these runs in the red zone, you're running your full damage lineup and you get wiped out. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, my tries for the day are done, right? Like, come on. You want to have a lot of defensive viability. Fascia's good. She'll be better later on. Again, I'm sure people are going to be upset about, like, this character in front of Fascia, right? Because it's like, you could put up, like, a clip of Fascia doing, like, a triple 10 million attack stat, right? And it's like, oh my god. And it's like, then Dr. Zhro and 19, like, they could get cut up by a lot of tough bosses, right? They can also, their damage is not really that crazy, right? This unit's shooting at a lot of, like, 4 and 3 million attack stats. Honestly, they don't really have the greatest setup ever right now, too, right? Androids in general are in a very weird spot, because AGL Cell is just like, I just feel like all these Android type characters and Power Absorption and Android Cell Saga, we actually need more for those to flesh all three of those teams out. Android Cell Saga, Androids, and Power Absorption, which these guys have all three. Those three are kind of like a mishmash on EGL Cell's team, and it doesn't quite work that great, I would say, in terms of like Wicked Bloodline, Red Zone style difficulty, right? But this character can be really good, right? So you have your Android category support, which is really, really strong. They do have a Scouter under 39% HP, which we know how freaking good Scouters are. And this character absorbs Ki Blast super attacks, which is a nullification, which means, Red Zone Broly, and these types of characters they can absorb. Now, the thing with this character, though, is, if you're going up against a physical boss, you're not going to want to bring them unless they're doing Ki Blast supers. And this character certainly can get cut up as well against bosses that are not doing Ki Blast supers. So, say the Metal Cooler Core or Int Final Form Cooler, Tech Full Power Frieza will destroy this character. But this character at the same time, AGL Metal Cooler, Red Zone Broly, Red Zone Omega, right? This character can absorb their Ki Blasts. This is another character that I think will be better if the Android team gets legitimate, right? Gamma 1 and 2 are supposedly coming soon. If we get the Android team to have like a real 200% lead or something like that, this character could also be better, just like Fascia, right? I do like them though. They're doing like different things. Like characters that will age better are characters that are not just like, oh, look at my 700k attack set, look at my 700k defensive set, my 10 million attack set, right? You're supporting and you're, Ki Blast nullifying and shit like that. It's very helpful. Okay, so next we're gonna bring in our boys Berter and Jace. Now I do think Berter and Jace 19 and 20 and Fascia, I don't think that like Berter and Jace are like 80 times better than Fascia or something like that. Like I would say these three are actually relatively close. Berter and Jace is a very powerful character. I feel like this character gets disrespected, right? Everyone knows how good Raccoon and Goldo are. People seem to disrespect this unit to me. This character's got a 50% chance to dodge. Once they build up, they can get to, 300k plus defense with a 50% chance to dodge. And if Ginyu's around, they're a 60% support type unit. Like, yeah, this is really good, right? This is the good version of Trunks and Giru, right? This character is Trunks and Giru, except they have a 50% chance to dodge on top of it, which is really strong, right? Again, many of these super attacks from like the Metal Cooler Core, Full Power Frieza, Cell Max, you can't really tank it that often, unless we're talking about someone up here, right? But characters don't just eat Cell Max super attacks, really. Besides someone like this guy. So that's why like dodge is really good, right? You want to take advantage of dodge as much as possible. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and grab EGL Golden Frieza and Tech God Goku. I'm going to slide both of them into this next spot. Now, previously, I did these before, and I did not have, like, God Goku and Frieza. Again, I kind of have them in the same spot right here. God Goku is certainly better, but, like, we'll talk more in a second. Like when I do the EZA list, I like to do like the EZA Dokkan Fest characters. So I feel like just for banner units, mixing in EZA banner units, which is the normal banner units, is probably the way to go, right? Both of these characters are EZA characters, God Goku and Golden Frieza. They basically occupy the exact same role, right? Golden Frieza has the 90% damage reduction when HP is 40% or more, which is insane, right? I mean, you guys know you run that Final Form Cooler team, that LR Metal Cooler team, and this guy is like a god. Because it's like, guess what? This guy is going to do 0 damage, but he's going to take 0 damage. And guess who is right there in slot 2 to do all of the damage for you? Cooler, my boy. Frieza takes no damage, and then Cooler does 50 million, right? So you're good. So yeah, Golden Frieza is good right here. If your HP's below 40%, though, it's auto death. This is why, listen to me, don't listen to the dummies. Give this guy full dodge. I am telling you, I have won fights off of my passive being off. This guy's got full dodge, and he dodges a hit. I'm telling y'all, do not fall for the bullshit of, oh my god, he takes no damage anyway. Why would you give it a defense unit that? Don't listen. Give this guy full dodge. His role is the defense. His role is to defend. Give him full dodge. I promise. You will win at least one difficult fight with this guy if you give him full dodge. Whereas I don't really feel like, oh my god, let me min-max his damage with crits. It's not gonna do much for you. God Goku, similar to the Golden Frieza, right? This guy's got the 77% damage reduction against a movie boss or a pure Saiyan enemy. I've found that this guy is complete fodder, basically, if these enemies are not present. So it's like you are going to bring this guy pretty much explicitly just to movie boss or pure Saiyan category enemies. The good news for God Goku is that of the 20 most difficult fights, how many of them are against movie boss or pure Saiyans? A lot. Cell Max is movie boss, right? Broly is movie boss. Bojack, Metal Cooler, like all these tough fights, they're all from the movies right now. So God Goku is in a beautiful spot. God Goku, of course, is also a Rainbow Orb Changer. He also seals, so he does have a lot going for him. His limitation to just these two categories for defense, Golden Frieza also having a certain limitation. I do feel comfortable putting them in the same spot. I do. They're fulfilling the same role, right? Like it's tough. Like God Goku, he could get hit hard, right? Go take God Goku against like the Final Form Cooler. God Goku will eat 300k damage from that Final Form Cooler super attack, right? So it's not like, oh, he's an instant W. He could still get cooked a bit. I like the two of them together in the same spot. Now the next character right here, I was close to putting her below God Goku and Golden Frieza, especially because we could start talking about like teams, which I have factored in, which certainly hurts her. Essentially, she's only on Pan's team right now, but like, dude, when you run this character against these really difficult fights, you can feel her power. Scouter, Rainbow Orb changing, she's supporting. Dude, this, I literally just no-itemed Metal Cooler, Red Zone Metal Cooler with Pan's team, and Sheila absolutely won me the fight, right? Like, it's crazy how much that heal can come in clutch. She has the exponential defense coming in with her 70% chance to dodge. She stuns, she seals. This is a crazy character that is going to age very gracefully. You could probably give her a full dodge build and then run her without a leader skill on other teams, and she could probably be fairly effective. It's just like, make sure she dodges every hit, but she is going to make a huge damn impact even without having a leader skill. This is a crazy character. This is just a beautifully designed character. Very well done right there. Okay, the next two should be fairly obvious. We could fill them in. So at 3, we have Rakumen Goldo. 2, we have our boy Cooler Movie Piccolo. And then number 1, of course, is Hachan, Aider, Android 8. So let's go ahead and fill them in. Okay, so Rakumen Goldo, we know how ridiculous they are. Defensive God. They could be very good for Super Battle Road too with their attack debuffing, their sealing, their stunning. But they're just a very tanky character. Works super good with Captain Ginyu, right? Strong character. Piccolo, to me, is a bit better because he feels like Rakumen Goldo, except Piccolo is also supporting, right? which I find to be very good. Piccolo, I feel like, is a bit tankier than Rakumen Goldo as well. Piccolo does have a seal right here as well. He's getting defense. But here's the thing with Piccolo. There's several characters on here. Fascia, 19 and 20, and Piccolo are the three characters to me that I think could take a pretty substantial leap, depending upon incoming characters. Piccolo, you're going to run him, and like he has crazy links. Namekians, 7% HP regen, 7% attack, 7% defense, right? Gaze Respect, 2 key, 10% attack, 10% defense. Brainiacs, 15% attack and defense. Dog, they drop Orange Piccolo, and this guy shares 5 out of 7 or 6 out of 7, including Namekians, Gaze Respect, and Brainiacs. Y'all don't realize how good this Piccolo is going to be. Like, it's going to be insane. And this guy's, like, if they make Orange Piccolo a top 5 unit in the game, and he has all these links with this guy, this is going to be like this rotation is going to make, like, Ginyu and Rakumen Goldo look like babies or something like that, right? Like, it's going to be insane. So you do want to keep that in mind. This guy is going to explode when, like, they dropped him. They were looking directly at us. They were winking, like, on the live stream, like, hey, look at this Piccolo. You think why do you think we're dropping him? You think he's going to serve a purpose? Yes, he is. This boy is crazy. Okay. Keep in mind, he's going to be super dumb. I don't even need to talk about Android 8. He tanks every boss in the game for double digits, basically. He's crazy. This guy is very good. There's certain occasions he can be caught, sure, right, early on in the fight, or if you're going to use him in like, teams without Kid Goku or something like that, which might be a thing later on. He might still be able to help on, like, the Android team or something like that, right? Like, you might end up running him on some of these teams, but his heal, his damage reduction, it's silly. This guy is ridiculous. He's a step above. Absolutely insane. Okay. If I had to do it by the tiers, people love it like this, I would probably aim it in this way. So again, the A tier, you could probably put Nappa in there, AGL Goku Black. Second Form Cell, I for some reason don't have on here. Second Form Cell is probably like an A tier character, kind of like vaguely in there. Fascia, you could probably move up. Are you gonna say Fascia is better than Chilai or God Goku or Golden Frieza? I don't think so. No way. I mean, maybe it's just me. Yes, again, sorry. Like, you know, Fascia doing damage and having 600k defense, 700k defense, it's not enough to break onto the Pure Saiyan team. Sorry, not good enough. I was considering Z tier to be Android 8 alone, S plus tier to be Piccolo alone. So basically, dropping Piccolo down, every character goes down 1 tier besides Android 8, essentially is what I was thinking of doing. But I don't know that I want to do that, because I think Piccolo with that sort of like rotation with Orange Piccolo, although it doesn't exist yet. Nah, dude, Piccolo is just too, he does so much. He feels really good when I use him. Like, Android 8 definitely is better, but like Piccolo feels very, I feel comfortable, I think, having them both in Z tier. I do. And especially because Piccolo is gonna, again, explode with Orange Piccolo potentially in the game. So, let me know what you guys think about the banner units. Here is a list I had a couple of months ago. This was in June. So as you guys can see, there's huge changes here. I feel like the way things have turned out, basically from 4 down has all been replaced. And Jacko of all these characters, because like Tech Sin is good, but like, where are you using him? Second Form Cell, again, is solid, but I mean, he could get cooked. And again, the Android Cell Saga Power Absorption teams are a mess right now. They need more options. This Vegeta's decent, but he's just damage. Who cares, right? This unit is solid, but they've aged a bit, right? Heart Virus Goku, of course, is not really a red zone character, which hurts a bit, but he is still pretty good. So, let me know what you guys think about the top 10 banner units. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.